What's good, y'all? It's Just for Kicks 212 here, and I'm here with another discussion video. We will be talking about the LeBron 10 and this whole price point craziness everybody's been going crazy about, just starting yesterday and Tuesday when reports came out that the LeBron 10 was going to be $315. The first initial reaction I got from it is, how didn't you guys know it was going to be $315? Like, this information has been out for quite a long time. I think this was reported like back in March or like back in like February that the actual shoe would be like around this price point, $315. And in all honesty, I don't think it's going to be $315, and I'll get into that in a second. But just listening to people's reactions, like, oh fuck Nike, oh fuck LeBron. Truthfully, LeBron has no say-so in price point. I mean, they make a shoe for him, they ask him what he needs. You can't really be mad at LeBron. LeBron doesn't make those price points. Yes, like you can be like, what the fuck is up, LeBron? Could you tell these niggas to chill? Because if you look back on like LeBron's history, like he used to be like, oh, I used to go from house to house, and like we couldn't afford things growing up, like expensive shoes, and now his shoes are the most expensive fucking shoes ever. But you really can't be mad at LeBron. He's not in charge of that stuff. As far as Nike, yeah, you can be mad at Nike. But their excuse is that's only the Nike Plus version. So if you guys don't realize, the $315 price point shoe, which is LeBron 10 Plus, is going to be the $315 version. They have a regular version coming out, which is the Nike LeBron 10 regular. There's no plus behind it. So what this means is it doesn't have the sports pack in it, which is the chip. So what the chip does pretty much measure like how high you jump, quickness, stuff like that. You know what I mean? I mean, in all honesty, if you need a shoe to measure the height you jump and shit like that, then you already know it. You know what I mean? You play basketball for real. You know what I mean? You already know this information. I mean, there's no real fucking reason the shoe should be that much. I mean, and then the price point, like I said, is people are saying it's $315. I honestly don't think it's gonna be $315. In all honesty, I think it's gonna be $290. And this is the reason why. Number one, reports last night, a Nike spokesperson came out and like flat out said the price is inaccurate. We don't have a set price, which Nike never does. Nike never comes out the fucking woodworks and be like, yo, that's a wrong. Like, they just let shit go crazy. Nike never does that. So it must be bad. You know what I mean? For Nike to come out. My reason being thinking that it's going to be $290 is if you look at the Hyperdunk, for example, right, which is $140. The new Hyperdunks are $140, the regular versions. Then the Hyperdunk Pluses are $250, right? Then you have the training shoe, the Nike Lunar TR1. That's $125, the regular version. And then you got the Plus version, which is $235, right? So take an educated guess, logic, using your own logic that you have, that means the Nike Plus technology has a markup of what? $110, because you add $110 to $125 and $140, it'll equal $235 and $250. You know what I mean? Which is the plus versions of those shoes. So if you add $110 to the price of the LeBron 10, the regular version, which is $180, it's what? $290. You know what I mean? So a logical person would think the shoe would be $290. It's still mad expensive for a shoe. They're saying they put the price up on things because shit costs fucking more to make. No, niggas, no. Don't give me that bullshit. At the end of the day, this is how it is. This is a true stat. Nike owns roughly about 95% of the basketball market. This includes Nike and Jordan brand together. Nike owns Jordan, so it's whatever. Nike owns roughly about 95% of the basketball market, which is ridiculous. So they could sell us anything they want at any price point. 95% of the time, you're going to buy one of their basketball shoes, excuse me. And the only difference between the Plus version of the LeBron and the regular version is obviously the tech pack in it, which is to see how high you jump and shit like that. And supposedly the swoosh is different. It really doesn't cost that much to make a shoe. I mean, the most expensive part of making a shoe, and I'm telling you guys right now, this is all honesty, the most expensive part of a shoe is the rubber in it. So that would be the outsole, the midsole, and that's pretty much it. I hate when they try to use other excuses like, oh, cotton has gone up, oil has gone up, all this extra shit. Because, like, for example, the most expensive part to make, whatever, would be the actual tech units, and this is why they actually make the Nike technology over here in the United States. So obviously stuff in the United States costs a lot more. If you don't know, they make it at the IHM, which is like half a mile off of Beaverton headquarters, the Nike headquarters. It's in-house manufacturing. That's what it stands for, IHM. And they actually make all the technologies here in the United States, half a mile off of Beaverton, the headquarters, Nike World headquarters. And the reason why they do this is to stop counterfeiting, to prevent it from happening. It's just harder to copy it if you make it over here. So they make them over here. That's the most expensive process, and they have to ship it over there. So that's the most expensive process. Then the shoe is made entirely over there. So they already have the units ready. They pop them in the shoes, glue the fucking midsoles and soles together, and everything. Everything else is done over there. Now, another most expensive part about it, these two always compete with each other. So it's making the actual units in the United States, the technology, and then shipping it. Shipping is another fucking bitch. If you don't know, there's taxes to ship shit, especially product. Like if you're a retailer, you have to pay these taxes to ship, because it's not like they're flying all this stuff over. They're actually putting it on a barge, and they're sending it on a barge over here to the United States. And it takes a while. Nike makes orders like a whole year in advance, 2 years in advance, whatever. And you know what I mean? To get stuff in a timely fashion. It's expensive because, for example, like real material like leather and everything, there's like it's a low tax point. But anything that's synthetic, fake material like plastics and shit is a way higher tax. I don't know how that works. I don't know the exact percent. Maybe someone else can pull it up. But when you ship something leather, let's say it's like 15% tax on whatever it is. So if you have like $1 million on the ship, it's 15% tax. If you have plastic on the ship, like plastic shoes, it's like a 21%. Like these aren't real percents, but it's way higher for synthetic like materials. I don't know why, it just is. So it's cheaper to make, but it's a higher tax to get it across the ocean. So that's the fucking shit Nike is saying. Like it costs more to do this and that. This shit don't make no fucking sense. Why a shoe gotta be so expensive? It's not worth it. Like it's a plastic shoe. The whole upper is plastic. It's plastic. It's TPU. It's hyperfuse. If you don't know what hyperfuse is a 3-layered system. It's 2 TPU sheets and a mesh layer in between. They sandwich it together. That's all they do. So there's no stitching or anything. The stitching is probably like on the medial side towards like the top eyelet, which is like a little fucking, they fuse it there and then they stitch it right there just for like double precaution. But the only other stitching you'll catch is right where the tongue, where they stitch the tongue down. Like there's no barely any stitching used. They fuse everything together. It's plastic sheets on mesh. Top plastic sheets for durability, middle for breathability, the inside, the layer closest to your foot for structure and support. Like an internal heel counter, which is plastic. It looks like there's plastic on the sides of the midfoot, which is probably acts as a wall since it can't be a shank, obviously. So it acts as a wall. It's another plastic. Then you got the midsole, which is rubber, expensive, fine, a couple cents more. You got the Max unit, the Max Zoom unit, which is tensile fibers in the Max unit. It's still plastic and fucking thread at the end of the day. Doesn't cost that much. Another thing, the outsole, rubber, expensive. The fucking tongue, it's mesh. Like, come on, man. The shoe does not. That shoe is under $10 to make. It's definitely under $10 to make that shoe. And then you got to think like this: working for Nike, you also see the business side of things, and because this is how they see it. If you didn't know, retailers like chain stores, like the Foot Locker company, Finish Line, all those like big companies and like mom and pop stores, they roughly pay about 51% of the retail price. So an example, the LeBron 10, the regular version is going to be what, 180, right? Half of 180 because 51%. Let's just go with half, 50%. That's what, $90. So they're paying $90 for the shoe. So Nike is still making a fucking retarded profit off of it. So the reason why I'm telling you like this, so they're charging $90 for a shoe. So they can get the shoe, the technology made here, shipped over there, made over there, shipped back over here, shipped to the fucking distributing plant of a Foot Locker or whatever corp, and still make a crazy profit off that. Because annually, Jordan Brand by itself, basketball department makes $1 billion a year. I don't know how much it is for Nike basketball, but they make a lot of fucking money. You know what I mean? So that means they make X amount of profit on, you know what I mean, on certain situations. Now, this is another thing to think about. So they're selling it to retailers for $90 a pop. Now think about it. Let's say the shoes hit the outlets like the LeBron 9. LeBron 9 was how much? 170. The LeBron 9 was 170. At the outlets, I've seen LeBrons go all the way down to about $70, $69.99. Like for the Ohios, I've seen a couple outlets at them for like $69.99 marked down. So you're telling me, so if you don't know at the outlets how Nike gets shoes to the outlets, they send some of their own shoes, like specific shoes, like there's shoes that only go to the outlets, like darts, like Nike darts. Like there's certain shoes that are specifically made for outlets that don't get sold to other stores and stuff. You know what I mean? There's certain shoes that do that, and then there's shoes that they buy back from companies that don't sell. So for example, I don't know if you ever walked in an outlet and you actually see the little ticket that be on the boxes at Foot Locker and stuff, like FTL and then the SKU number on it and all that extra shit. But let's say Foot Locker's not selling well, right? They're like, all right, we don't want it no more. We're going to sell it back to you. So they bought it for $90. Nike's probably willing to buy it for like at a fraction of the price that they sold it to them for. So Foot Locker cuts its losses, whatever. All right, here's the shoe back. Blah, blah, here's this many units. Blah, blah, blah. So Nike takes it back. Okay, let's put it in the outlet store. They started off, let's say, at $129.99. Bam, nobody's buying it. All right, mark it down to $100. Bam, nobody's buying it. All right, let's mark it down to $90. All right, nobody's buying it. All right, give it another discount. Bam, $69.99. So how Nike works in factory stores is anything that's $99 is the set price it came in as. Anything that ends with $98 is a sale price. It's a temporary price point. A price point that is going to change back to regular. It's just a temporary price. Anything that ends in 97 is a clearance price. That's the price it's staying at. So, like I said, I seen in the outlet $69.97 for the Ohios. So that's a permanent markdown. And they're still making money off of it. So even buying the shoe back, so spending money to buy it, and then reselling it at a lower price point, like $70, and they can still make a profit off of it. So that means the shoe has to cost less than $10 to make. It's less than $10. Maybe if anybody wants to do the math, maybe it's less than $5 to make that shoe and still make a profit off of it. At the end of the day, Nike makes its money right back, regardless. It doesn't cost that much to make the shoe at the end of the day. If they can sell a shoe for $70 after selling it to a company for $90 and then buying it back at a fraction of the price, let's say they buy it back for like fucking $30, right? So it's $30 on top of it that they're buying it back for, whatever. After they sold it for $90, right? So that's $60. And then they're selling it for $70. So that's $10 right there, profit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you got to think about it. That shoe is overpriced. My point is, man, this whole price point LeBron shit is fucking getting out of hand. Because you know what's going to happen next year? The LeBron 11 is going to be $190 or $200. And then they're going to have a fucking postseason shoe or a plus version that's going to be $300. $300 and plus. Guaranteed if they make a fucking another version. They say all this innovation and technology costs money. I mean, it really doesn't, because think about it like this. You hire somebody in a contract. When you hire somebody, it's like, here's your set salary. You're getting $50,000 a year. Your job is to make up technologies. You work in an innovation kitchen. You make up new stuff. Okay, I make up Hyperfuse. Hyperfuse makes Nike how much a year? How many shoes are Hyperfuse nowadays? You know what I mean? Let's say Hyperfuse makes fucking $1 billion a year in profit. Just Hyperfuse technology on shoes. It made $1 billion profit, right? How much are they paying that guy who made Hyperfuse? Does he get anything extra? No. He gets $50,000 a year. So they can't say it's because they got to pay their fucking designers. So last night, Tuesday evening, a Nike spokesperson, Brian Strong, said the reported price is inaccurate, while clarifying that the main version of the shoe will come at a significantly lower price point, which is the 180 version he was talking about. He's not even talking about the plus version. Supposedly they don't have a price set yet, which is whatever. I truthfully don't believe that. So I think it's going to be 290 again. People are saying 315, but whatever. So this is the actual statement. The LeBron 10 will be launched in the fall at a suggested retail price of 180. He's talking about the regular version. He also said the initial introduction of the LeBron 10 will be the red, white, and blue Nike Plus enabled version, but that the price is still being set, but will be at a higher price to reflect the Nike Plus technology embedded in the shoes. So obviously, supposedly, again, they're not saying that they have a price ready, which obviously they do. It's either going to be $290 what I say, or $315, like what everybody else is saying. And this is another thing he pointed out to make it seem like the LeBron, it's not that bad that Nike's selling a shoe that's going to be that expensive. So they said Nike still offers signature shoes at value price points, including the LeBron Zoom Soldier, which its suggested retail price is $120. I don't want the fucking Soldier. I want the signature model. You know what I mean? The stuff you fucking put on commercial. When's the last time you seen a Soldier commercial? You know what I mean? You want us to buy a certain shoe from you that you're advertising, but then try to sell us the other. You try to give me the excuse, oh, we have another version that's $120. No, nigga. That shit don't make no sense. Here's another fact before I leave. Nike has reportedly said 20% of the Nike LeBron 10s that they make will be plus versions. So if you don't understand what that means is, let's say they make 10 colorways of the LeBron 10, 20% of them will be plus versions. So 20% of 10 is 2. 2 of them will be plus version. Anyway, this video is getting way too long, man, and I'm taking this shit way too personal. But if you guys have any feedback, leave me feedback. How you feel about the situation, comments below. Like the video, please like the video if you like it. Like if you enjoyed what I was saying, you learned something from it. I don't know, I taught you something you didn't know, or made you think another way. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I'll have more discussions like this. But yeah, it's bullshit, man. It's BS, man. LeBron, tell this nigga Phil Knight stop bugging, man. Phil Knight, if you watching this, come on, man. I'm broke. Just for Kicks 212 here. Thank you for checking me out, guys.